So, as somebody with a disability, I feel like I can offer a different perspective on some of the things that are going on in the world right now. For me personally, I don't feel oppressed or overly discriminated against. Now, stay with me on this. I have been discriminated against, but the difference between at least what I'm seeing on a large scale in my country right now versus what I do and what I feel should be done is huge. For me, when I am discriminated against, I go after the problem and I make it clear what my goal is and why. That's number one. I don't shame anybody else for a particular place not being wheelchair accessible. I'm actually in talks with a friend on creating something that highlights the places that are and helps the places that aren't. All I'm seeing in the news and everywhere else on the internet now is shaming. That's not a way to get things done at all. If you want things to change, you have to attack it head on, and you have to actually go to the places where you want to make change. You can't just generalize it and scream at this, that, and the other person to change something because it becomes an opinion then, and I'm sorry, you're never going to get through to somebody filled with hate. I've said this in a video on Facebook specifically about different things in the news, but this is about life in general. If you want to get things done, if you want to make big change, go directly to the places that need the change. Now, whether or not they're receptive or not, and whether or not you believe they're going to be receptive or not, is probably why you're delivering the message the way that you are, because you already suspect resistance. Ironically, using that term. But kindness goes a long way, and we don't see that at all. All we see is riots and violence and name calling and fighting and generalizing because of one aspect of a person's life. So that's my advice. When I have had a problem, I have gone directly to that place. So, if you want to make change, go to the places where the most discrimination and oppression exists. Talk to the people that feel the most oppressed and discriminated against and figure out why. Like I said, if it has to do with hate, there's a chance that that's never going to go away with certain people. You know, you gotta grow thicker skin. And, you know, just, I guess, I'm not going to say not let it bother you, but, like, don't bother with it. Like, there's been a couple of instances with me with my wheelchair that I have fought against discrimination wise, and there's others where I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother, because it was clearly not because of the law or anything. There was one instance that I talk about a lot on here where I got the general manager of an arena here fired. And that was because the seats were not handicap accessible. And it was in a handicap accessible section, supposedly. But as far as, like, another instance, it was applying for a job, and yeah, like I said, I probably could have fought it, but it wasn't worth it to me. If it was a job that I wanted more, maybe I would have, but that's, subjective. And, you know, maybe there should be the ADA fighting against that more heavily. But, I mean, that's the price that you pay for living in a free country. People get to decide things like that, and clearly that particular place thought that I was not qualified based solely on my disability, and it was quite obvious. But yeah, I let it go, and I have a job that I love now, and I'm still gonna praise places that are accessible and change places that aren't. And I had given an analogy when I made the video about things going on in the news, and I said, complaining, I was just trying to remember what I said, complaining about a place that used to not be accessible, but is now, doesn't make sense. So, to be productive, go to the places where you want to make the change. Yeah, round up your support system elsewhere, but you have a good mission. You want to make your mission clear. I don't understand why you wouldn't go directly to the places that need it the most. For those of you in the wheelchair community or the disabled community, if you have a place or multiple places in your area that are not accessible, we are not gonna organize any protests or anything like that. We'll use the power of the phone call and the power of the email. That's the main message in this video that I want to send, is person to person. deal directly with people when there is a problem. Don't generalize. And don't think just because you have people echoing what you say that your message is actually resonating. And be careful in which way you're delivering it too. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There's people who have missed the mark on my messages before, and you might not like this one. But always make it clear. And there have been times where I've gotten pissed at places. But I'm older now, hopefully a little wiser, and I've realized that if you want to help or make a change yourself, you have to be more inviting and not so in attack mode. So that's my challenge. You see a problem, if you hear about a problem, go directly to the source and offer your knowledge and your help. Okay? Because I think that would help this country, this world, a whole hell of a lot better than what we have going on right now. So, that's pretty much all I want to say on the topic. I'm at like 12 minutes now. I know I haven't been around in a while. I've been pretty busy writing my book and working and everything else. But I will try to get back to my once a week uploads. So subscribe to the channel to get those videos every week if you haven't. And please share this if you feel like somebody could benefit from it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.